My name is Delilah, and I'll be presenting my final research report at Business Plan for Bespoke Bankers LLC as part of the Business Transformation Project for MBS 4816. Now, let's take a look at whatever this presentation is going to cover. The first thing is the background of what this report is going to look like and what this presentation is about. Secondly, we're going to look at the literature review. Third, we're going to take a look at the findings of the primary research, which is the survey questionnaire. Fourth, we're going to look at very quickly look at the business model of the proposed enterprise. And finally, we're going to summarize the report presentation. Our objective was clear with the study, and it was to address and provide a solution for the dissatisfaction and unmet needs in the UAE banking industry. Bespoke Banking LLC was conceptualized after thorough research of existing literature to understand the following the key market needs and challenges, to understand customer preferences, to structure and propose the business model by drawing its strength again from superior human support and emphasizing local expertise and tailored solutions. Okay. Moving on, let's take a look at the first key section, which is the literature review section. Now, the literature review section focuses on published knowledge and research, where they use tools to gain insight on strategic factors that could influence the growth of the business in the market. Now, this is an analysis of the market and the industry, and due to the lack of time, we'll focus on only a few aspects. One of them is the pestle analysis, another is the Porter's five forces, followed by segmentation, positioning, and market trends. Now, with the pestle analysis, which is the first section under the literature review, the political factors within the UAE market attract a lot of expatriates that are in high risk category groups or refuge groups. Now, these individuals may be sanctioned and they might require enhanced due diligence, which is not something that is easy for them to understand, which is what they would need support with. Another factor is the economic factors. Due to the introduction of the investor visa, it has attracted a lot of wealth in the region with not a lot of clue on how to utilize or where to invest this wealth. Now, that's where Bespoke Bankers LLC could come into the picture. Another factor is the social factors. Now, with a large expat population with varying degrees of financial literacy, you're expecting a mediator to be able to kind of connect the local bankers with the customers' knowledge base. Okay. Fine. We are moving on then to the technological factors. Now, there's a huge rise of digitization and robo advisors in the region, which leads to a lot of frustrated clientele who are looking for a human to get involved and mediate between them and the bank. Another factor is the environmental factors, where there are a lot of schemes set to support sustainability within the region, but companies that enter the region are unable to access these because they are unaware of these schemes. Now, in terms of the legal factors, there is growing international pressure on the UAE to be able to comply with the global strict regulations on the AML and anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing regulations, which is where mediators such as Bespoke Banking LLC could come in and support them. Moving on to Porter's five forces, there is a moderate threat of new entrants, as although there is a low capital requirement, they require very high skilled labor to operate in this industry. The industry has a low bargaining power of suppliers, as despite there being a lot of options in the industry for the clients don't switch easily as it's too much effort and they have to rebuild the relationship. Now, there's a high bargaining power of buyers within this industry, because being in the service industry, customer is the king. There's a moderate threat of substitutes, as the digital firms, they lack human touch, and within the region there is a huge rise of digitization even within the core banking industry. There is also high rivalry because there is a lot of global firms and also a lot of freelancers that are operating within this region. But however, this can be mitigated easily by a very specialized customer support system. right? Moving on, let's take a look at the segmentation strategy. Now, the key segments that we're going to focus on is the high net worth individuals, SMEs, and expats and professionals. Now, these segments, although they have the wealth and are willing to pay for this convenience service, they also are requiring it due to their circumstances. Now, high worth net individuals are not available constantly for signatures or for verification, so we would be able to assist them with or coordinating with responses. So we would be able to assist them with that. Similar with small and medium enterprises, although they cannot afford large global firms, they would be looking for some affordable alternatives for certain requirements that they need coordination with the bank with, such as compliance or transactional monitoring. Another thing is expat populations or professionals who come to the region. Now, the first time you enter the region, it is very difficult to understand the norms and set up the bank procedures. Now, in that case, we could support in terms of helping them get things done a lot quicker. The company also will focus in terms of its positioning strategy to position itself as a premium firm, charging above the market range, and will offer tailored services emphasizing human interaction. Now, in terms of market trends and outlook, these are the key market trends that will support the growth of Bespoke Bank LLC within the region. Moving on in terms of lack of time. In terms of the primary research findings, now this is the findings of the survey that was conducted. The survey was conducted with the objective of the market finding out basically the market expectations and their past experiences. What are the factors that affect client trust, or what is the potential or the client's budget? What are the preferences on their pricing or how they like things delivered? How they would evaluate opportunities to integrate market trends. Now, an overview of the responses. From the primary research, we know that most of the findings align with the secondary research, as in the literature review, and the deductions that are made over there are all in line in terms of all of the various objectives that we've discussed so far. The demographics are aligned perfectly with the customer segment. The market, again, the needs are also defined similarly, wherein they're seeking personalized, efficient, transparent, and human delivered solutions, as they are frustrated by the banking service industry. There is also a lot of focus on trust, where the customers trust individuals that are very knowledgeable in local rules compared to international regulations. Another thing is that the customers prefer flexible pricing model, and similar to the secondary literature where we reviewed competitors, the price range starts at 83,000 and goes up to in the secondary literature it goes up to 6,000 up to 50,000, but here we noted that clients are willing to pay up to 10,000 dirhams, and this is on a monthly basis. Now, for the business model. Moving on to the business model, we're just going to take a quick glance at this and see what is the factors that we've incorporated from the various research methodologies. Yeah. Now, a snapshot way to take a look at the business model is through the business model canvas. We can see that the research findings from both the methodologies are incorporated here. And this is especially noted in the delivery mechanism, where we're focusing on human support, and in the pricing structure, where we're focusing on a range of pricing, as well as the flexible pricing model that is very customer centric. Once again, the hiring of personnel also is something that we kept in mind, and that we've listed our key criterias in terms of the key resources. And one other factor is that the offering itself, the product itself, is structured in a way that meets the requirements as noted from the primary research feedback. Now, in terms of the marketing mix, we see that the company offers three main packages under the product mix, which is standard package, a custom package, and a subscription package. Standard and custom package are not very different, but they have certain custom package allows for a certain level of flexibility. Now, for the subscription model, that will function on a monthly subscription basis, and the price range again is following a tiered pricing model, where it's based on the value that you're able to bring to the customer, and it depends on client to client and case to case basis. So the idea is that the customer would opt in for a standard or a custom package depending on their requirement. And then once the client is done, once we're done fulfilling the terms of service and the requirement, we will try to provide an exceptional service and get the clients to opt for a subscription package to support them continuously in terms of a monthly or annual basis. Now, in terms of the place mix, we can see that UAE being a very centralized location, it offers us a lot of opportunity. And also, there is a wonderful physical office that we would be setting up where clients can directly approach and they would have no concerns with not being able to reach out an advisor. In terms of the promotion mix, there is a very limited amount of mass media marketing that we'll focus on. Mostly it will be by social media and word of mouth. Word of mouth will be trying to focus on through delivering exceptional service experience. And in terms of the people, we are offering UE based, the people, we're focusing on UE based professionals as advisors, preferably if they hold chartered accreditations, and also if they are specialized in certain banking products. We are also emphasizing on continuous development, and this is seen also in terms of the process, the delivery mechanism. We're focusing heavily on human delivery. We're focusing on custom solutions. We are having risk mitigation factors in place, such as a legal advisor to review agreements. And also, we're open to client feedback constantly and consistently through the process. Now, in terms of quickly moving on to the financials, the projected financial focus is sorry, the projected financials show that the focus is not on increasing the price, the number of customers, but rather to increase the value of the pricing that we're offering. So in terms of offering rather a service priced at 3,000, we're trying to focus on offering more of a service that is for in the 7,000 to 10,000 range. Yeah. The sorry. The number of customers is not emphasized as much as the pricing factor. The initial capital also is mostly just inputted to cover the costs for the year one. So it is essentially, in essence, a sum of all the total costs of the year one operating and capital expenses, as well as the cost of goods sold for the year. Now, this varies. This is very crucial because in terms of the first year, we're expecting a lot of heavy expenses in terms of especially capital expenses, which will reduce in the year two, and thereby we can make back the we can definitely improve revenue. Um, and we can see from the net profit as well, it increases drastically in the second and third year. The capital is also contributed by the owner's personal saving and retained earnings and are reinvested in year two and year three for marketing efforts. Now, to summarize the report, the main aim of the report was to recognize the market needs and develop an entrepreneurial client-centric solution for meeting these customers' needs. Now, the methodologies that we have incorporated is the use of secondary research through literature review and primary research through an online survey to gather market feedback. Finally, the outcome of the report is the launch of Bespoke Bankers LLC, which perfectly integrates all of this research and covers the gaps in the service segment faced by the customers in the UAE banking sector. Um, sorry. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope this presentation gave you a clear picture of what our vision and strategy looks like for Bespoke Bankers LLC. Thank you so much for your time.